Hey hockey fans, Alyssa Hope here. Welcome to part 3 of the series, and I hope you're enjoying it just as much as I am making it. I'm going to start with Florida today, and as you may notice, I kind of fixed my lighting situation a little bit, and sorry if it was a little glary or a little overly bright, but I feel like I've gotten a better handle on it now, so rookie mistake, my bad. Anyways, I'm gonna get this thing started, so let's go. Alright, on to Florida. Blockbuster entrepreneur Wayne Huizenga was actually awarded the franchise for Miami on December 10th of 1992, actually the same day that the Walt Disney Company earned rights to Anaheim to start a team in Orange County. At this time, Huizenga actually owned 2 other major league teams, one being the newly founded Florida Marlins of the MLB, and 2, the NFL's Miami Dolphins. Fact number 2, the team is actually named for the Florida panther, which is an endangered species in the nearby Everglades area. Fact number 3, the team has only made one Stanley Cup final appearance back in 1996, and it happens to be the only season in which they've won a Stanley Cup series. But several years later, they made the playoffs again in 2012 for the second time, but lost in the quarterfinals to the New Jersey Devils. Last fact for the Panthers. Believe it or not, even though the team has obviously had their fair share of woes and underperformance, they've actually had one of the most successful seasons of any expansion team. Their first year success was actually attributed to their trap defense that was integrated by head coach Roger Nielsen. And now, on to Los Angeles, the city where everything seems to happen, including the founding of the LA Kings after an expansion during the 67-68 season after rumors that the Western Hockey League, okay, there seems to be a reoccurring theme of the Western Hockey League and National Hockey League constantly feuding and wanting to outdo each other, and we all know who won. But anyways, just thought I'd lay that out there. It was actually proposing to turn itself into a major league and then compete for the Stanley Cup from there. The NHL was like, no way, this ain't happening. So, Canadian entrepreneur actually paid the NHL $2 million to place one of the 6 expansion teams in Los Angeles. Cook decided to name the team the Kings because he wanted his club to have an air of royalty and picked the original colors as purple and yellow, but the purple is also called forum blue if you're into technicality, and were worn traditionally to match the team's name to set a tone of royalty. Fact number 3. Just in time for Wayne Gretzky's arrival, the team changed their colors from black and silver. For the 1998-99 season, the Kings unveiled new logos, uniforms, and a color scheme, restoring the purple, but with a little bit of a lighter shade compared to before with the forum blue, as gray and black had become very associated with gang colors at the time, which they wanted to obviously avoid this. So the new primary logo was a shield featuring 3 new symbols: a lion, a crown, and the sun. Eventually their primary jersey became the colors that we know today of black and white. Fact number 4, the Kings have developed pretty strong rivalries with the 2 other teams that are based in the state of California. First, the Anaheim Ducks, who also play with the Los Angeles Kings in the metropolitan area, leading to the rivalry nickname Freeway Face-Off, as both cities are separated from Interstate 5. And also the San Jose Sharks as well, which showcases a contrast between Northern and Southern California. And last fact for LA, team mascot was debuted in the 2007 season, and his name is Bailey. He's a 6-foot-tall lion, well, 6'4" if you include the mane, and he wears the number 72. I thought this was rather interesting to signify the average temperature in the Los Angeles area. Next is New Jersey. After being originally founded as the Kansas City Scouts as an NHL expansion team, this lasted all but 2 seasons until the team moved to Denver and became the Colorado Rockies. Fun fact that I threw in here, Don Cherry was actually their head coach at one point. After the team began to struggle and post the worst record in the NHL, this sounds like a familiar trend among Colorado teams lately. It moved to New Jersey. Second fact, in 1982, the team was renamed the New Jersey Devils after the legend of the Jersey Devil, a creature that allegedly has inhabited the Pine Barrens of South Jersey. Fact number 3, I found this particularly interesting because I did not know this myself. The Devils were actually criticized by the great one himself, Wayne Gretzky, after a 13-4 loss to the Edmonton Oilers. In a post-game interview, Gretzky said that the Devils were putting on a Mickey Mouse operation on ice. Later, Gretzky admitted that his comment was a little blown out of proportion, but in response to this, many Devils fans later wore Mickey Mouse apparel when the Oilers returned to New Jersey. Their mascot today is a New Jersey Devil, but prior to 1993, the mascot was known as Slapshot, a large Devils hockey puck that interacted with the fans, and when I say interacted, I mean maybe a little too much. Besides the monstrosity of the costume and the mascot choice, this ended in disaster. The man inside the costume actually resigned after he was accused of inappropriately touching 3 women while in costume. The Devils have yet to introduce a 3rd jersey and are only the 2nd team to not have done so, along with Detroit. But I think that the Devils could have a nice looking jersey, like maybe put, you know, like a full-scale devil in there, holding a pitchfork, got the little tail going on. I think it could be kind of cool, kind of, you know, kind of cute, kind of neat, but we may never see this as 3rd jersey's been around for a while. I guess we can kind of cross our fingers and wait and see. Next on the list is the New York Islanders. The team was founded in 1972 as part of the NHL's maneuvers to keep, take a guess, I think you know who it was, the WHA out of the newly built Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in suburban Uniondale, New York. Fact number 2, the Islanders logo is pictured with the letters NY over a silhouette of a part of Long Island, Nassau and Suffolk County. Part of the Y is made to resemble a hockey stick, while 3 orange stripes near the bottom of the shaft and a puck are located to the right of the stick blade. At the bottom of the logo, the name of the team is written so that the I actually ends in a point and is aimed at Uniondale, Nassau country, which is the location of the Nassau Coliseum. And while talking about the logo situation, I had to mention this one. The Isles have sported one of the worst logos in NHL history. I mean, as far as my opinion is concerned, that oddly resembles a Gordon's fish stick ad. And fans of the New York Rangers felt the exact same way that I do. They decided, when playing the Islanders, to chant, "We want fish sticks," until the logo was later discarded. During the 1992-93 season, Islanders player Tom Fitzgerald became part of NHL history when he scored twice while killing off the same penalty, a high sticking penalty at the 18-minute mark of the first period. Fitzgerald scored once in the last few seconds of the first period and then scored again after the first intermission. He became the first player in NHL history to do so. What's so ironic about the play is that it was Fitzgerald who should have been penalized in the first place, not the other guy. Alright, moving a few miles over, the New York Rangers is actually one of the oldest teams in the NHL, having joined in 1926 as an expansion franchise. The Rangers were the first NHL franchise in the United States to win a Stanley Cup, which they have done 4 times, with the first being in 1926 and the second being in the 1993-1994 season. The team's early success led to players becoming minor celebrities and fixtures in the New York City area, and also players in the Roaring Twenties nightlife. It was also during this time playing at the Garden on 48th Street, blocks away from Times Square, that the Rangers obtained their famous nickname, the Broadway Blue Shirts. Fact number 4. The Rangers technically got their name from their founder and first owner, George Hex Rickard. After they affectionately became known as Texas Rangers, this name would have been extremely appropriate, having been they were playing in Texas, but since they weren't, the team took on the name that they have today instead, the New York Rangers. The last fact is, on December 13th of 1929, the New York Rangers became the first team in the NHL to travel by plane when they hired the Curtiss Wright Corporation to fly them to Toronto for a game they would lose to the Leafs 7-6. Last but not least on this list is Ottawa, which is actually my aunt's favorite team because she lives in Ottawa herself. The team is the second NHL franchise to use the Ottawa Senators name. The original Ottawa Senators were founded in 1883 and had a famed history, winning 11 Stanley Cups and playing in the NHL from 1917 to 1934. On December 6th of 1990, after a 2-year public campaign by Firestone, the NHL awarded a team that we know today, which began playing in the 1992-93 season. While being located about 4 hours outside of the French-speaking province of Quebec, the Senators organization actually operates in both English and French. The team website and social media outlets are in both languages, and arena announcements and press releases are given in both as well. Much like the Red Mile in Calgary during the Flames 2004 Cup run and the Oilers Copper Kilometer during the Oilers 2006 postgame season, the Sens fans came up with their own version of this, known as the Sens Mile, which debuted during 2007 postseason in downtown Elgin Street. That's outlined with numerous restaurants and pubs, and began as a grassroots campaign on Facebook by Ottawa residents before Game 4 of the Buffalo-Ottawa series that happened to be the Eastern Conference Final. After the Game 5 win, Ottawa residents actually closed the street down for a spontaneous celebration. And as for the Stanley Cup Final series, the city of Ottawa closed the street down themselves for that one. Fourth fact, at many home games, the fans are entertained by both inside and outside the Canadian Tire Center with a myriad of talent, including live music and rock bands. The live music includes the traditional Scottish music of the Sons of Scotland Pipe Band of Ottawa, along with Highland dancers. And final fact for Ottawa, Ottawa's first logo was in effect from 1992 to 1995. The laurels on their helmet would later replace the text and be removed from the helmet completely. Personally, I like the team's current logo the best because it seems a little bit more modern and also more simplistic than the other one did. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that if you liked it, you give me a thumbs up to let me know, and also subscribe if you haven't. And if you have a minute or a buck, be sure to check out my Patreon page, and the link will be down below in the description. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great weekend.